This website is a brand new, okay? This brand new. There is no data. Look at this. All the data is missing.
Or just go up this?
Yeah. All this, look at this. You can do the register now. See this? Yeah. That's you guys will be doing, yes. Okay. So now you see this, only 3 things on this user list, on this sign up, right? You can see the name, email, and the password, right? And then you can register. Another way, they said you can sign in with Google. Another way, there is how many buttons here? Right? So beside this, there is some other button also.
No.
So, no, the staging dash ecom.texaforyou.com.
Oh.
Anyway, stick with this. Listen the thing, what you're trying to solve here. We're not working. You can take the whole week to work. So this, if you sign up this, you get all the information. But you did the sign up. Now, if we fix the sign up, write the test cases, you can write the test case if all the acceptance criteria is there. Means the user should not be able to sign up without the valid email ID. Because if you put a fake email account, it will not work either. Why? Because after the registration, you will receive an email to activate. So see that? So that's another scenario. And that's actually your work. Understanding the requirement, analyze the requirements, and then finally write the test cases. I just told the test case. I did not even write the test case details here. Any question on that? Understanding a simple requirements. So requirements will be written by the product owner, as we showed you, to follow the format. Acceptance criteria will be written by the product owner to follow the format. Your part as a validation engineer or the development team role, understand that requirements. And then they actually work on it. Work on it means developer develop, the QA will be preparing the test cases, validation engineer will be preparing the test cases. Or he prepared the test cases, you will be executing the test cases. That's also your work. Make sense? Why is this? So if this project is done by the team in India and you are working under my company, so Team India will be giving you all the test cases. You will be actually executing those test cases. Make sense? So there is a variation, mix and match.
How many test cases do we have to run?
It depends. Based on the looking the requirement, it depends. So for this one, at least you can, if I say, look, this is your test. Looking at these requirements, how many test cases you can write? Literally in the interview, ask, share the screen. Okay, tell me how many test cases we can write here. Yeah. At least
the entire screen or just the sign up part?
Only this. Let's say good
Okay.
question. Yep, good question. So you can clarify the you want on the sign up part. So how many? Type valid email, name and password. Yes, valid email means of course valid email, and then one word. Type the same email and the username and password, it should not work. Type the valid email, the third test cases, and the unique password, it should not work without the first name. Type as a user, I want to create an account without the password, but typing the email and the username should not work. As a user, I want to create an account without my password, without my email, but the name and the password. The wording has to be same as a buyer. So that's how you write the test cases. Make sense? So now let's go back how to do the sign in then. Okay, so let's go to the sign in now. So let's practice together now. This is important. If you have a lack on this area, it will cause the issues. You'll not understand the value or the why you do the other thing. So now how many? So now we've done the sign up. 6 test cases. How many test cases we can write here? Valid email, valid password, right? That's the one. Invalid email, invalid password. Should not work. That's a negative testing now.
So there's like positive testing and negative.
Yep. So now you see this, we are bringing the new idea, but we will go there. So valid email, invalid password should not work. Valid password, invalid email should not work. Both are valid, you are not clicking the login, should not work. Right? Or both are valid, but you are clicking something else, should not log in. Because you have to prove everything. The testing, the purpose of the testing, you need to prove every button the way it should be. That's the purpose of the testing. It looks like the silly, it is not. For the business, it is not the silly thing.
They need it.
They need it. And before it goes to the production, they have to make sure all this test case need to be documented.
What about the both of them valid, but the password is weak?
Yeah, and then you cannot do the sign up. Make sense?
Sign up.
So now the test case, you cannot be sign up, right?
Yeah.
But now, do you think you can actually execute the test cases? What is the dependency you have here? What is the relation here? That is the sign up. So nobody can actually execute these test cases or the requirements if the prerequisite is they need to have a sign up.
Well,
So
they
now-
create an account.
Yeah,
Sign up first.
that's called the requirement dependency or the test case dependency. Make sense? You can go to the product and you can check it, but the moment you try to do something, they also do the sign up or sign in. So now you see what is the precondition, what is the dependency? So if you are executing something and it has some relation with something else, that's called the dependency. What is the precondition then? If you execute it, you need to have something to fulfill. That's called the precondition. Good, make sense? Okay. Any question? This is important. Anything you look anywhere, any device or anything, it's all human common sense. If you have a lack on it, that's the one you need to. Can take 1 week, it's okay. But that's the way you are changing, shifting yourself into the testing mindset. Now, looking something, what can I do? Right? The test cases and the positive, negative, different way, different way of testing it. This part is important. Good. So now you understand the sign up process. You understand how many test cases you can write, right? And then now you understand the second one, sign in, but you find out there is a dependency. So in the sign in test cases, you will call, hey, you cannot sign in if you do not have the sign up. Good? Make sense? Okay. So let's go back to the presentation again so that we can actually continue this. So you see this, given, when, and then action. So follow this. Again, many companies follow their way of writing the test cases. Your goal is to adapt the environment right away. We are showing you, but we are not telling you that's the only the way. There is any environment you go, follow their template and adapt, means accept their template and execute your work. Good, that's your end goal. You cannot be arrogant, you cannot be argumentative, or you cannot say, this is not the way you have to write. Do not say any of this. This is the way you can learn, but you have to open to adapt any environment. So again, given some precondition, when I do this action, then I expect this outcome. That's you write the test case. Again, 1 time, 2 time, 3 time practice, it will work out. We will give you so many. But again, giving you so many does not solve the problem. You have to do by your hands. And we call the make your hand dirty. Means you have to do like a put your thought and you have to write. Make sense? So as user, I want to register with my valid information so that I can log in into the dashboard. Given the user navigate to the register page, right? And when the user input the name, email address, and password, and click on the register button, and the system sends a mail with a verification code to the entered email, means the email you sent it. Given the user received the code via the email, When the user copies the code from the email and paste it to the verification code, then system will allow the user successfully. You see this? How professionally is it? It is explained. If other company follow other way, go for it, no problem. But it makes sense. Every steps, now it called actually the test steps. The first I said the test case, this is called the tested steps. Means every single step you have to declare. When you develop a new application, everything you need to declare because you are just developing. When you work in existing application, many times we do not follow the detailed test cases. So it depends. So that's the interview question. When you write the detailed test cases, when you just write the high level test cases. Detailed test case with the steps when you develop a new application, brand new. And when you write the high level test cases, no steps or not many steps when an application is already exists, but you are adding something new. Those make sense, right? Because those are time consuming and you have to estimate the timing. As a QA, you need to write the test case, a validation engineer, you need to time out for them. I need 5 hours, 6 hours to write these test cases. So at this moment, many companies just write the test case only. Not need to do the details, but you have to do both. Good. So this format actually for the automation, we're just showing you for the manual testing, but the same thing. We'll go about the manual, like how to write the manual. Now you can say like any question, by the way, before you go. You guys, if you guys do not understand, listen the workshop again, take the notes, listen word by word. Just do not just listen for listening. It will not help you. The expectation is you need to understand from your brain. It need to make sense to you. So when I ask you, hey, this is the power device, tell me the test case, how many test cases you write, you should be able to answer. Or the interview, they'll ask you, okay, there is an ATM booth, tell me how you can exit, how many test cases you can write to withdraw the money. Literally ask the question like this. If you understand the gist, you can write the test case on anything or everything because it's not the memorization. It understands what it is. So it is important. This week is super important. Only knowing the manual testing is super important because without manual testing, no application goes live. No, all the application has to stay until the manual testing fully done against the user story. Good. So please take time. So this is actually the automation template. You guys see, but we will be seeing the manual template as well. So we call the type of acceptance criteria an example. Okay. So anyway, acceptance criteria is written by the business analyst or the product owner. But you see, even though you are not writing it, but you have to work on it, right? That's the reason you need to understand it. That's the reason development team need to, you just cannot say, I did not do this, that's not my job. You did not do this, but actually you are executing it. You are the one who will be approving it. Yes, this is working. So taking yourself into this means read and understand is super important. Make sense? Because that's your job will be. So developer has to read, the QA has to read. That's the two people in the development team, they work actively in the project. DevOps engineer, the database engineer, they work different way. Database engineer just create the database based on understanding, he's done, move on. The DevOps engineer, he get the code, he deploy the code, he's done, move on. But you and me, developer, the front-end developer, mobile app, right? They actually work day in, day out because all the requirements need to be coded, tested, and then continue the journey. Good? All right. So look at this. User story. As a user, I want to search product with the product name or the ID so that I can find a matching product. Make sense? Looking good? So here, what is the acceptance criteria? The search field is placed on the top bar. That's the business want. See this? Where the search that the business want. Search starts once the user click on the search icon. When you type, you see this, so many product come, business one that way. The field contains a placeholder with a gray color text. In the search field, there is say the search, gray color, so it is gray color. The placeholder disappears once the user starts typing. See, it looks like a small thing. You see, so many things have been written. Look at this. The user cannot type more than 200 symbols, means 200 characters. Okay, if you it is the search, yeah, so it should not be like a Bible, right? So you see this, that's how the business wants. So who asked all this question? Product owner ask all this question to the business. That's so many times business don't know any of this. It is, that's the reason when you are a product owner, you know you have the development, like a development skills, means what you need to see in the website. So business analyst or the product owner start asking the question to the business. Oh yeah, I don't know this. What is the best practice? Best practice we can do this. Okay, go for it. See, this is how the product owner make the decision for the business. Why? Business just knows the high level, what they want to see. Us means the product owner or the business analyst represent development team. Because he has already the application development experience, he helps the business. Oh, we need to do this because otherwise it will not look good. Oh, we need to see this. So business approved right away. Yeah, do this. Then he complete the acceptance criteria. So now you see how valuable person the product owner is. You cannot say this guy don't know anything. He knows everything. The reason he knows everything, because the requirement is everything for the business. And to follow the requirements, all the people work to develop this product. Product can be anything, right? Mobile, web, the embedded, and the vehicle, anything. So it is important. And that's the reason we, in our product owner course, we actually teach in a way that it is not like a theory. Theory cannot help you at all. Your brain has to open to look at the things. So any question? So look at this very details. Brainstorming. Look very, we ask a question. What type of person you are, the quick or the details oriented? Many the QA, we are details oriented, but you look details. Why, how? The QA, validation engineer, means details oriented. You do not do the assumption. You kill the assumption. You just ask the question. Because you are solving the business from the user point of view. Of course, business want to build something, but you need to think as a user, what I want to see. So if you test, like in the TS40 website, a lot of things, you should be able to find so many issues because we left it for you. If someone is smart, after today's, you should be able to find out so many issues in the TS40 website because it's intentionally left there.
The main website?
Yeah. And the Agile LM, yeah, in the Agile LM, you will find out so many issues because it is developing now. So it is for your time to like invest, like the look, what kind of issues as a user, what type of CIC, and you can write it down. Then you can ask, is this how you build it? Make sense? So this is not the rocket science. This is easy, but you need to practice couple times. Okay, let's go here. Estimate the user story. Now we understand the user story means the requirements, right? Sign up. Now we got the sign up. We wrote the user story. We wrote the acceptance criteria, right? We got everything else. Now in the Scrum, we start with the planning meeting. A planning meeting is that the whole development team, what they will be working next 15 days, we are planning for that. Okay, in the planning meeting, we start the user story that need to be developed in next 15 days. So we need the estimation. Why estimation is important? This is important for you. If you do not know the proper estimation, you'll be in the bad loophole in any environment you go. Okay, or you cannot do the overestimation, less delivery. Less estimation, over delivery. This is your professional work. Somebody just cannot tell you, hey, go do this 100 test cases today. See, they can put everything on your shoulder. They can put all the shit on your shoulder because you don't know how to talk and you are in the bad loop. Make sense? That's the good. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So you will be in the bad loop. So understand this part is important. Even the software engineer, estimation. DevOps engineer, estimation. Product owner, he has to do the estimation too. Everybody, validation engineer, estimate. Yes. Yep. So estimation is important. How the estimation work?
It means has to be target time frame.
Yes. A time frame means how long it will take for me. So what it is? So sign up. We already saw the sign up now. Let's stick with the sign up. So developer will say, based on understanding, it takes for me like 6 hours. And QA said, well, now you saw how you write the test case, right? I need probably 3 hours to complete, or 4 hours. How many hours? 9 hours. And the database engineer said, I need the 2 hours to create the database. And it's a brand new, right? It's a brand new, if it is the brand new, and DevOps engineer said, well, we need to actually create the environment so the code can be deployed, means code can be pushed. How many hours? So he said, I need the 3 hours or 4 hours. How many hours total? 13 hours. That's the total estimated hours. Yep. So what is the estimation? A user story, combinedly everybody's effort become the estimation of the user
But,
story.
I mean, it can be the exact, right?
Yeah, it cannot be exact because the exact cannot be because you need to understand what it is.
Sometimes you'll find a lot of issues.
Yeah.
You have to create some models.
Yep, definitely. No, that's the difference. No, just for this, based on the analysis, you can give the guesstimation, the how long it can take. So now, if you do not know the estimation, if you do not understand, you cannot estimate, right?
Yes.
And that's the reason, go back. Understanding is super important. How you understand? Read what it is looking. So if you read, now you can, if you do not understand, you can ask the question to the product owner, the business analyst. I want to test it. I'm thinking this. And that's the reason everything has a link. You see this? You cannot just do one thing like a just bypass other thing. Everything has, there is some relationship behind the scene. So in the estimation meeting, we estimate each of the user story. And then we bring to the sprint. Sprint is what? The 15 days, the whole development team, what they will be working and the focusing on. That's the sprint call.
15 days plan.
Yes. Of course, we call the 10 days, not the 15 days, right? Because we work the 8 hours shift and the 2 weeks sprint. Okay. I'm in a meeting now. Good.